episode of Mandarin language and American shows. We're going to be watching 不来这里 Goodbye. That's Bradley Cooper. That's his Chinese name. 不来这里 Goodbye. His Chinese name is really hard to say. I had to say it like 100 times to figure out how to say it. It's like a tongue twister. I can't even say it 2 times fast. 不来这里 Goodbye. 不来这里 Goodbye. 不来这里 Goodbye. Okay. I almost made it 3. Couldn't do it. Alright, let's check out the clip.
I've already ordered.
大大面啊，2个猪油饼，请冲下轮子啊，千万不要给我围巾啊！
围巾会保护你的衣服。
可是会把我当脏做啊！What?
This is the movie Limitless. It's about Bradley Cooper's character takes this pill and it makes you become a genius. And so the whole movie is about being smart. Bradley Cooper is playing this guy who's a genius. He can learn anything immediately. And in a few different parts, he learns languages. He's supposed to learn them really fast. He speaks French.
Donc vous me dites que tout auteur qui mérite statut adjectif comme orwellien, decandien.
He speaks Italian.
Buonasera. Allora, prendete le altre per l'introduzione, ok, è vero?
Sì, certo.
And he speaks Chinese. And his Chinese is awful. It's barely understandable. Even Chinese people couldn't understand what he was saying. So that also made me curious, well, how about his French and Italian in the movie? So I read up on that, and people who know French and Italian also said that his French and Italian are bad. And this is the last scene in the movie. This is like the very last thing you see in the movie. And it's supposed to be like he stopped taking the drug, but he's still really smart. He figured out how to make the drug last forever. And the final thing is like, see, he can even speak Chinese. Like, Chinese is the ultimate final difficult thing that he learned to like cap off how smart he is. And it was supposed to be this big finale kind of at the end of the movie, like, and he can speak Chinese too, because Chinese is the hardest thing that any English speaker can learn. But the problem is his Chinese was so bad that it ruined the ending of the movie for anyone who can speak Chinese. Chinese speakers all over the world were like, what the fuck was that? If you check, if you can find the video on YouTube, people commenting about it. There's still people commenting about it, trying to figure out what the hell he even said. There's different conversations and different forums, people having long debates in Chinese about what did Bradley Cooper say. And there are a few different conclusions that some people made about what he said. The first text that I found what Chinese people think he said is 担担面2个葱油饼香葱炒龙虾 and then 千万不要给我味精 or 味精. It's not really clear any of it, and none of it's very clear. So the first thing I think he ordered was dan dan mian, which is some kind of noodles. Other people think he said jia jiang mian, which is like fried noodles with some kind of sauce. So dan dan mian, jia jiang mian. What he said was like dan dan mian. How he says it is basically like if somebody who is maybe deaf, or maybe he sounds like he had a stroke. So if he was speaking English, it would sound like this. The first 3 things he says are just names of food. And then he says, 千万不要给我味精. So that means don't give me. There's two possibilities of what he said. 味精 is MSG in Chinese. It's a kind of flavor thing they add to Chinese food. So maybe he said he doesn't want them to add MSG. But it's also possible that he said 围巾, which in Chinese means scarf, but I guess it could also mean bib, because he ordered lobster, so he doesn't want them to give him a bib for the lobster. Some restaurants give you a bib when you order lobster, because the lobster juices shoot everywhere. So that could be it. Maybe he did say bib. But it could be either one. And then the server responds by saying 围巾会保护你的衣服, which means a scarf or bib will protect your clothes. So in that case, yeah, he meant bib. But it's possible that the server was like making fun or making some kind of pun joke. That's something that was debated in these Chinese forums. But then Bradley Cooper responds with another sentence that people aren't very clear about. Okay, what I think he said was 不会保护我的肮脏手, which a bib won't protect my dirty hands, which some people think was some kind of metaphor, because earlier in the movie he got his hands dirty, meaning he did some bad things. I think he killed some people, and the bib wasn't going to protect his hands that were already dirty. So that could be the joke or the whatever, kind of summarizing the whole movie. But because he said it in Chinese, and they didn't subtitle the Chinese, so English speakers don't have any idea what he's saying, and his Chinese was so bad, so even Chinese people don't have any idea what he was saying. But other people thought that he said 可是会把我的碗粘住, which means they think, but the bib will stick to my bowl. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm pretty sure he said it won't protect my hands. But he said it so unclear that people just had to guess what he said. But the dirty hands would be 肮脏手. But he said something like 肮脏手. He sounded like Korean, North Korean.
모두 영웅방어대 군인들, 군인가족들과 함께 기념사진을 찍으셨습니다.
His girlfriend is looking at him like, what? He can speak Chinese too? What? She has no idea. Like, she's all impressed and shit. And he's like, what? Yeah, I speak Chinese now. He's looking all smug. Little both of them know that it's not speaking Chinese. Man, if only that girl knew. She needs to hear me speak Chinese. I would really impress her. If I was there, I would go up to Bradley Cooper and I'd be like, 你的中文很烂. Hey, 小姐，你应该跟我说中文，我的中文比他好. And then she'd be like, what? This guy's Chinese is even better than Bradley Cooper's Chinese. I'm getting with this guy, even though he's not half as handsome as Bradley Cooper. But his Chinese is better. So I'm sleeping with him tonight. Oh yeah. Yeah.